Mathew Paulley, 10 fights, 7 wins, 4 inside the distance. Have a look at the tail of the tape between these two gentlemen, young gentlemen, 29 and 26 years of age respectively. Both under the weight limit for welterweight, and very little separates as far as height and reach is concerned. Welterweight action coming your way right here on Big Time Boxing. It is Eddie Dellic and Mathew Paulley. There is the Victorian, along with his in fact not so long time trainer, Paul Fifield, the Silver Fox, who is a very familiar face in boxing and kickboxing circles around Melbourne, well, around Australia now, and Paul has certainly got Eddie Dellic back in that zone. They call him Psycho, Eddie Dellic. Maybe you're about to see why. His opponent, a young man that has certainly hit form in recent months. I speak of Mathew Paulley. He is trained out of Narellan by Phil Cropper, as we have a look at Eddie Dellic and his trainer Paul Fifield. The crowd building up here at the Blacktown RSL. Very much blue-collar territory out this way, and they love their fights, so why not with a quality card like this? Cropper joining him as they make a long walk around the ring to the blue corner. Good corporate supporting in on this Jeff Fennick fight night. Angelo Hyder once again deep in the trenches and assisting wherever he can. Matty Paulley, no doubt the local hero here tonight. Big Phil steps in for some last words of wisdom as we go once again to Rick Powell.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we make the official announcements to this next bout, we mourn the tragic loss in boxing today. I'll hand you over to Craig Waller.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Fox Sports viewers and distinguished officials. It's with a very heavy heart that I report to you that a chapter of Australian boxing has closed, and we have lost one of our most cherished, well-respected international judges and our Australian boxing ratings chairman, Mr. Don Marks. Don is survived by his lovely wife Leslie, and on behalf of the boxing fraternity throughout Australia, I'd like to send our sincere condolences to Leslie in this time of grieving. And I would also like to ask at the moment for you to all be upstanding to show our respect for Don with the tolling of the 10 of bell. Thank you kindly. Rest in peace, my dear friend. Thank you kindly, Pentagon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our second bout of the evening. This is a welterweight bout set down for 6 by 3-minute rounds. Now introducing into our red corner this evening, he weighed in at 66.4 kilograms. He is a resident of Endeavour Hills in Melbourne and is a paint maker by trade. Trained by Paul Fifield at Melbourne, as a fighter he's recorded 14 bouts with 9 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw, 1 by way of knockout. Wearing the red shorts, would you please make welcome Eddie the Psycho Dellic. Across the ring and in the blue corner, tonight he weighed in at 66.5 kilograms. Born in Fairfield, New South Wales, and now residing in Narellan. He is a sales rep by occupation. He is trained by Phil Cropper out of Narellan. He has a record of 10 bouts with 7 wins, 4 of those by way of knockout. He is a 4 times Australian champion and a 1998 Commonwealth Games representative. Ladies and gentlemen, make him welcome Mathew Paulley. Judges for this bout, Brian McMahon, Trevor Christian, Mick Hafey, and your referee, man in the middle for this bout, Craig Waller.
Mathew, Eddie. Boys, you've got 6 rounds of boxing. I want you to keep your punches above the hips, front, side and head. Keep your heads clear of the action. Use the knuckle part of the gloves. In the event of a knockdown, neutral corner, that one over there, one behind me, stay there till I tell you to come out. 6 rounds, touch gloves, back to your corners and wait for the bell.
Clear and concise instructions from Craig Waller, who will also be refereeing our main event for this evening, sharing duties tonight with Brian McMahon. Ready to go at welterweight, 6 by 3-minute rounds. Ring girls, cameraman out of the ring, we are underway. Doing it on Big Time Boxing. We are live around Australia from the Blacktown RSL. Eddie Dellic in the solid red trunks. Matt Paulley in the blue with the white piping. Both young men had solid amateur careers, and Paulley, as we said earlier, very much rejuvenated since linking with Phil Cropper down here in Narellan.
Certainly looking good, Mathew Paulley, since he's resumed his professional career. He won the Australian title as an amateur and also as a professional. And now coming back under Phil Cropper, who's certainly brought him on. He's looking very good. His last time out fought Ruben Martin and looked very good. I do see Dellic also, his last contest was also a win over Ruben Martin. So I think these guys are very evenly matched physically and skill-wise.
Dellic very much fighting from the back foot there, but coming out and acting the aggressor. Well, you've seen enough bouts over your years in the sport to know that an orthodox stance boxer and a southpaw stance boxer, as we have got in the ring at the moment, can at times get very ugly. Those front feet getting caught on the inside. By and large, for the opening 90 seconds of this contest, feet have been clear and both boxers have been free and easy with their movement.
That's right. Dellic, as you say, he's moving away from his opponent and trying to keep a bit of distance from Mathew Paulley, but it's Mathew Paulley certainly do the better work at the moment. He's putting some nice combinations together to the head and the body.
Some of the great sponsors of Jeff Fennick Fight Night on the ring and ringside area. Again, corporate support for Jeff and for a lot of promoters around Australia is at all-time highs, and that is only going to increase with fights like Danny Green and Anthony Mundine. Eddie Dellic with a lot of blood spewing from a cut over the left eye. I would be very surprised if this continued.
I think that might be it, Andy.
Doc Lewis saying it's not too bad, just trying to get a shot in there. Oh, no, it is over already.
No, I don't disagree. It is. It's a very bad shot.
Oh, yeah.
A head clash there, rule, and that is a very disappointing way to finish what was a highly anticipated contest.
Certainly was developing into a very nice contest, but...
Oh, have a look at that, Sugar.
Look at that, mate. Yeah, he split wide open. Yeah.
The modelling career's on the back foot for a couple of weeks anyway.
He'll need a little bit of time to heal, but he'll come back all right.
Matty Paulley there talking to his troops in the corner. And body language, any indication that Paulley very happy with what he did just in limited time and almost enjoying the contest as we go centre ring to Rick Powell for the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 4 seconds of the first round. The judge stopping the bout and it being awarded a technical draw due to an accidental head clash. Please put your hands together for the two fighters.
Is there a harder decision to cop? Probably not.
Very difficult. Mathew Paulley, as you know, Andy, comes from a fighting family.
Yep.
His dad was a very good junior middleweight back in the 80s. I'd seen him box Troy Waters in Parklea Jail in 1988, and tremendous battle. Certainly gave Troy a good 4 rounds, and Troy at that time was rated #1 with the IBF. So another guy that certainly gets right behind Mathew Paulley you don't hear about is a former first-grade footballer, is Kevin Holland.
Yep.
And also a heavyweight boxer. Kevin Holland's done a great job supporting.
And good bloke, isn't he?
Champion bloke, mate, yeah.
There is Eddie Dellic making his way from the ring, an accidental head clash. Let's have a look at what transpired just 2 minutes into the contest. Whack. That was it right there.
There you go.
Paulley very much on the back foot. And look at it. Matt Paulley's even having a look up to Eddie Dellic saying that is a monster cut that's ended up on your melon. Very hard clash of heads as we have a look at the rankings as they are around Australia at the moment. In the welterweight division, the championship domestically is vacant. And on Solopov, Chad Bennett, who has got a massive night coming up later this year, Wade Clout, Daniel Giel, who you will see main event tonight, and Robert Medley, who is also on the card. And isn't that quite a list of welterweights here in Australia? Still to come, plenty of action right here on Big Time Boxing. Muhammad Elamar and Ruben Santillanosa at middleweight. It is